So in our second example, we have the question here, what is the logarithm of 0.0023? Solution. So we're going to draw our two-column table number and then log. Okay. So we're going to bring down our 0.0023. Now the first thing we have to do is to get the new characteristics of this number. So we'll get the new characteristics under the logarithm for this number. And then the new characteristics here will be bar 3. Bar 3, that is minus 3, because there are 3 zeros before the first significant figure 2 here. Okay, that's the fastest way one can understand why we have bar 3 here. But the actual reason, yes, is to move this point until you get to immediately after the first significant figure. Now if you have 0, okay, if you have 0.0023, okay, and move your point 1, 2, 3, okay, the point has come here. This will now give us 2.3 times 10 raised to power. How many times did we move the point? We moved the point 3 times to the right. Okay, you moved it until immediately after the first significant figure you stop. So this will be raised to power minus 3. And that is actually how we got the bar 3. So put our bar 3, which is the new characteristics of this number under the log. The next thing we are going to do is to obtain the logarithm of 23. Okay, remember when you're picking your logarithm as in the number to find its logarithm, you pick from the first 2 significant figures. So this is going to be logarithm of 23. Unfortunately, there is no number under this after this 3. And because there is no number after this 3, it's actually an invisible 0. So it's going to be logarithm of 23 under 0. So at this point now, you're going to go to your logarithm table, and then you would check for the logarithm of 23 under 0. And from the logarithm table, if you check log of 23 under this invisible 0, you're going to get 3617. Okay, notice here that there is no difference here anymore. So this is the logarithm of the number. We can check back to see if we actually got the answer. And how do we check back? Go to Antilog table. Okay, so we move on to Antilog table. We are going to check the Antilog of this number. Remember, how do you get Antilog? You obtain Antilog from the mantissa, that is the decimal part. So we are going to check for the Antilog of 0.36 under 1, difference 7. So now go to your Antilog table. Let's do that. From the Antilog table, Antilog of 36 under 1 is going to give us 2296. Okay, can do the rough work here. Antilog of 36 under 1, okay, 36 under 1 would give us 2296. Let's put it 2296. And then you check difference 7 here. If you move on to your difference 7, what are you going to see there? Difference 7 will give us 4. So we add the 4 to this 6. If we add it here, 6 plus 4 will give us 10. Write 0, carry 1, add the 1 to this 9. You're going to get 10. Write 0, carry another 1, add the 1 to this 2. You get 3. Then you bring down this 2. Okay? So you see you're having 2300. You come here and then you write it. This thing is point 2300. Okay, 0.2300. That's what you actually got from your Antilog table. Now the question is, where do we put our characteristics for this Antilog value? Once again, it might be deceiving, yes, to think that because this is bar 3, then we are going to put 3 zeros before this point. Why that looks or sounds a bit reasonable, it is not the reason for that. Once again, be warned, please. By the time we're going to treat antilog of whole numbers, that is numbers greater than 1, you would see that this is not the reason for that. Not just because this is about 3 and then you put 3 zeros before this point. Now, what do we do here to get the characteristics of this antilog? Once again, go back to the characteristics of this logarithm. This is minus 3, okay? Add 1 to that minus 3. If you add 1 to minus 3 plus 1, you punch it in your calculator, you get what? Minus 2. Okay? This simply means here that we are going to move the point 2 times. Remember from example 1, we didn't move the point because when we did minus 1 plus 1, we got 0. Is that not so? Here we have minus 2. So you move the point 2 times to the left. To the left because of this minus here, okay? So let's watch it and see. If we move this point 1 and 2, you see this is the new position of the point. This first part, you fix in 0 there. This other part where the point came down again, you fix 0. And then you have your new position of the point here. Which means this is going to be points. Here, you fix in 0. Here, you fix in 0. Then 2, 3, 0, 0. Before this point, there is nothing here. So what we're going to put there will be 0. So that the antilog of this is 0.002300. This last 0 does not mean anything. You can just wipe it off. And you see that our answer is correct because it gave us back this number. And we have gotten the antilog. The point we're trying to stress here from GMAT 41 is the way you get your antilog characteristic. Very important. By the time we solve the next question for logarithm of numbers greater than 1, you will appreciate that reason.